rock and roll suicide. This is a great example of classic and classic artists denoted as classic rock, whose best work does not get their due even today among the masses. I mean, Bowie fans and music junkies like me, we know a song like Rock and Roll Suicide. We know how brilliant it is. But what do you hear on the radio? You hear changes, to me, corny stuff, this expendable stuff, disposable stuff. That's what I'm looking for. And it reminds me of Zeppelin. I mean, you hear Black Dog, Livin' Lovin' Maid, even Ramble On, which I can't stand anymore, ad nauseum. When do you hear 10 Years Gone, Down by the Seaside, Achilles' Last Stand, Rain Song, Song Remains the Same, No Quarter, all these masterpieces, graceful masterpieces they wrote. Four Sticks, yeah, maybe you hear that occasionally. But I don't know. In terms of corporate results or byproducts of the music industry, there's few entities I despise more than classic rock radio, which I had to suffer throughout all of high school until I discovered college radio. I guess a year or two after high school, where I was just a lonely, fucked up dude driving around all the time. And as a music listener, a deep, engaged, highly engaged music listener, but college radio was a godsend. I was really getting into indie and punk music at the time, so I was hearing all this wonderful outsider music at the time, and it was amazing. I grew out of that for the most part, the indie phase I went through. Guns N' Roses are the perfect antidote if you are being brainwashed, earwashed by too much indie music. It's lowering your standards to where you think the Rolling Stones are corny. Those are the phases and mindsets I went through, where I was hearing legitimately transcendent and great music and thought it was corny because my ear was, if brainwash is too strong or earwash is too strong, beautiful, divine ending, so orchestral. And Bowie's vocals at the end, yeah, I don't know, come on, second to none. But yeah, my indie phase, I was, boy, these are freeform, but unscripted, so I may lose track and have to, backtrack a bit to find where it was, so I can get to where I'm going. Yeah, if brainwash or earwash, that's my non-articulate variation on brainwashing as regards to music. Earwash is too strong a word. Conditioning, that's the word I'm looking for. Your ear gets conditioned by indie rock, which is essentially beta music. It doesn't have. And I love feminine music. I love some of my favorite artists are females. Fiona Apple, although she has a lot of masculine energy. Tori Amos, she has a lot of unhinged, somewhat masculine energy too. But you know what I mean. I love delicate female music. Billy Corgan, I mean, he has a very effeminate voice at times. I love his more effeminate songs. But when you're listening to, rock and roll, I think by default is music with a lot of masculine energy, and when that's diluted, whether it's done by a male or a female, who's going to say Joan Jett or Sleater Kinney doesn't have tons of masculine rock and roll energy? When that's diluted, and kind of and so severely compromised by a beta male presentation, by a beta male artist, man, it just it sucks the life out of things. It sucks the life out of things. It's like shaking a beta male's hand. You get this limp jellyfish handshake. It's just it destroys a tiny bit of your soul. So yeah, if you're in the indie rock doldrums and you just can't stop digging into these wonderful but low-level indie labels, you listen to like the bottom rung artists on that, and you think it's more brilliant than the Rolling Stones, or take your pick. I don't know. Queen. Listen to Guns N' Roses. Stop listening to indie rock and just OD on GNR. I'd say give it 2 months. If you want bootlegs, I've got tons of bootlegs. I was just saying in the video I just recorded that I, through bootleg discovery and foraging, I traced Axl Rose's live vocal regression over the years. So I have tons of Guns N' Roses bootlegs. What an amazing band, and so alpha, so masculine, so rock and roll, not compromised at all. And then you'll find that you still, you really enjoy a lot of indie stuff, beta stuff, and it's all part of the spectrum, so it's wonderful. But when it dominates the spectrum, and at the same token, if AC/DC and GNR are dominating your spectrum, well, yeah, you should listen to something more soft. Get Tori Amos's Little Earthquakes or Under the Pink, or just check out. There's a whole spectrum of music. That's what's so wonderful about it. It resembles the spectrum of life. It's just good, bad, ugly, weird, transcendent, borderline transcendent, pretty good. Dig in, enjoy the spectrum.